Hey, it's Lena Washington coming to you from inside Oracle Arena in Oakland, and as you can see, we've got some members of Metallica warming up before they play the national anthem ahead of Game 3 of the NBA Finals today. The series between the Raptors and the Warriors evened at 1 game apiece, but Warriors ground, as you see, is staying golden in one of the final games here at Oracle Arena. Tens of thousands of fans expected for a big game tonight in the Bay, but for us in Sacramento, we've got a couple local connections you might want to know about. Of course, DeMarcus Cousins, former Sacramento Kings All-Star. He's with the Warriors, and he's coming off his first career NBA Finals start when the Warriors picked up the win in Toronto. But with the Raptors, we've had Eric Moreland, 2014-2016. He was with the Kings, but now he and DeMarcus are looking to go to battle for an NBA title. Take a listen to what Eric Moreland told our own Sean Cunningham ahead of Game 3.
We first got introduced to you in Sacramento when you were teammates with DeMarcus Cousins. You've come a long way since then.
Yeah, that was my vet back then. You know, that was my vet when I was a rookie. But yeah, it's been about 4 years since, and you know, me and him have kept in contact. But it's been a long journey since then. You know, I've been to Sac, Arizona, Cleveland, Detroit, and now here. So you know, it's been a heck of a journey, but you know, obviously that's not the end of it. I want to keep going, but I'm soaking it all in while I can. I haven't even been to the playoffs. You know, we missed it last year in Detroit by like a couple games. But no, I have not experienced something of this magnitude. If I wasn't here right now, I would be gathering around with my boys to go watch the game, you know, somewhere. I've done that every year, so just to be out here is one heck of an experience.
We've got coverage from Oakland beginning at 5:30. Tip-off is at 6, and I will see you right after the game for more coverage from Game 3 here in Oakland. Coming to you from Oracle Arena, I'm Lena Washington, ABC 10 Sports.
Lena, thank you so much. Watch the game with us right here on ABC 10 at 6. We won't have the local news at 6, but we'll be right back. Right after that, Lena's going to be live from the arena with all the highlights you need to know. All right, and here's a live look at the arena as...
All right, well, welcome into our post-game show. Game 3 of the NBA Finals just wrapped up, and it was pretty much what we thought would happen. Warriors had to climb a mountain of adversity in this game. No Kevin Durant, no Kevon Looney, no Klay Thompson, all three out with injury. So basically, if you're the Raptors, if you lose this game, you probably shouldn't be playing in the finals. Just saying. To Oakdale we go. Now, with all those key players out, you know Steph Curry was going to get his ball on. Curry came out hotter than a fish fry cookout in the first quarter. Oh, don't believe me, just watch. The babyface assassin had 17 points in the first quarter, including that ridiculous three right there. How does he do it? Now in the second half, believe it or not, we actually have a Kyle Lowry sighting. Yeah, he had 15 points at the half alone, but remember this, anything he can do, that man Steph Curry can do better. Just look at this. Oh, my goodness. Curry dropped 25 points at the half, which is the highest point total in any half for him in the NBA Finals. Now, in the third quarter, which is usually a great quarter for the Warriors, they started off on a 7-0 run, but it wouldn't be enough. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green turned into their own version of the Splash Brothers. Green and Lowry combined for 11 three-pointers. Kawhi led the Raptors with 30 points. Steph did have a playoff career high 47 points. More on that later. But the Raptors, they go on to steal Game 3 from the injured Warriors. Final score here, 123-109. So the Raptors, they take Game 3. Warriors, they do have a chance to avenge the loss on Friday. But our own Lena Washington is currently live at Oracle right now. So Lena, this is one of the final home games for the Warriors at Oracle. I can only imagine how electric the atmosphere was in there.
Well, of course, Kevin, tons of fans, more than 19,000 in fact, packing Oracle Arena for one of the last Warriors games here in Oakland. But right now, their chance of Let's Go Raptors ringing out throughout the arena after this big win on the road. So both teams picking up wins on the road in just the third game of the series. And if it wasn't a series in Toronto earlier this week, then it certainly is now in Oakland as the Raptors steal a win on the road at Oracle Arena. You hear the chants behind me, but earlier in the day, it was all about the Warriors and a lot of fans enjoying this final year at Oracle Arena. Take a listen.
Popcorn here, fresh popcorn.
Right now we're here. It's going to be a tough game tonight since we don't have Klay, but go Warriors, baby.
There you go.
All right, go Warriors.
We got injuries, but it doesn't matter. It's about the heart, and we got the heart. Draymond's got the heart. He's going to push us to the victory. I believe. I believe. We believe. Hey, ice cold air's here. Who's ready?
What's it like just being in this atmosphere, being at Oracle, knowing that this is one of the last times the Warriors will be here?
Yeah, I mean, it's nostalgic. It's a little sad, but we're looking forward to the new stadium.
Great experience. It's never been to a finals game before, and we're really looking forward to it.
What's the vibe in the city right now, or even last week leading up to this moment?
Well, it's insane. I think everybody is wearing a Raptors shirt, Raptors jersey. I mean, Jurassic Park is out of this world, and it's all over Toronto and all over Canada
You
right
have
now.
to understand what the Raptors are to the country of Canada. We've got 33 million fans supporting one team, and that's it. It's like your only child. So it's so much pride across the country. It's amazing.
So two of those fans, just a couple of the many out here repping the Raptors loud and proud here after their big win. I also have to mention that as I was waiting to come out here for the live shot, Beyonce and Jay-Z walked by me. So a star-studded affair, great energy here. Of course, Game 4 coming to you on Friday. But for the Raptors, this is the first game in the series that all 5 starters have scored in double figures. Of course, as you mentioned, a Kyle Lowry sighting. He has not been noticeable in the first 2 games, but his presence was felt on the offensive end of the ball, at least for the Raptors in this Game 3. As you mentioned, Steph Curry playing out of his mind in the absence of Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Kevon Looney. A playoff career high for Steph. Could you believe it? He hasn't scored more than 45 points in the playoffs ever. He finished with 47 tonight. And we'll see if the Warriors are able to pick up a win before heading back to Toronto, before this series heads back to the 6 after Friday's Game 4, Kevin.
All right, Lena. Well, you know, obviously a lot of people filled that up. There are a lot of Golden State Warrior fans there. But at the least, even though the Golden State Warriors lost, at least they got to see Jay-Z and Beyonce. That accounts for something, right? All right. Well, you talked a little bit about it earlier, Lena.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah, of course. Hove. All right, so you talked a little bit about it earlier, the injuries that have been plaguing the Warriors. Obviously in this game, no Kevin Durant. He's still been out. Kevin Durant hasn't played since the series against the Rockets nearly a month ago. Looney, who went out in the last game, and Klay Thompson, as you see right there, he's out as well. So, Lena, the question is, you know, what was the game plan really for Steve Kerr coming into this game with a lot of his star talent out?
Well, if it's up to Steve Kerr, they just play Warriors basketball, right? It's done them pretty well so far throughout the last 5 finals appearances they've had, including this one. But Steph Curry, DeMarcus Cousins, they've stepped up respectively in these last several games. DeMarcus Cousins and Sean Livingston contained a little bit, along with Draymond Green in this Game 3. But, you know, the Warriors just have to adjust. They have to make the proper adjustments for the Raptors as they play at full strength with Kawhi Leonard on their team still. But, of course, it's if it were up to Klay Thompson, he would have been out here playing for Game 3. It's up to the trainers, of course, and it was a game-time decision for
All right,
Klay.
well, let's talk a little bit about that babyface assassin, Steph Curry. He came out huge, 47 points, a playoff career high for him, unfortunately in a losing effort. But when you heard of all the injuries coming to this game, you knew that Steph was going to play a huge role in it. He went out there tonight. He had 17 in the first quarter, 25 at the half, 47 for the game. Lena, how big was Steph Curry tonight? I mean, you had a chance to see it with your own 2 eyes there.
I mean, Steph Curry has yet to win an NBA Finals MVP, and I guess tonight was his campaign for that award should the Warriors pull out this series at the end of this 7 games. But, I mean, he's Stephen Curry. He's a unanimous MVP. He is the face of this franchise, the babyface assassin, as you said. But, again, a playoff career high with 47 points this far in his career. I mean, it seemed like we've seen Steph in the postseason throughout almost his entire career. But, you know, to put on the performance he did today in the absence of his fellow Splash brother was huge. And we'll see if we see Klay Thompson in Game 4. Again, if it were up to him, he would have been out here tonight, but that was definitely a huge loss for the Warriors tonight on their home floor, Kevin.
That is true. Well, the chef was cooking tonight. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the Raptors. You said, you talked about Kyle Lowry. Obviously, they got huge production out of Kyle Lowry and Danny Green tonight. Lowry, 5 of 9 from three-point. Green, 6 of 10 from three-point. Green had that huge third quarter where it seemed like anything he was throwing up from three-point line was going in. Both of them combined for over 40 points. How big was that duo right there in this game, Lena?
Well, I mean, we've We've seen Danny Green come up huge in this kind of scenario when he was with the Spurs, but now he's having his moment for Toronto. Of course, the only team in Canada, the only NBA team north of the border, so I'm sure he's getting a lot of love out in the six for his performance tonight. But as I mentioned, all 5 Raptors starters scoring in double figures for the first time in the series, and for the first time in 3 games, the Raptors held their halftime lead. They let it slip in the last 2 games, which they won, battled back, and ended up picking up that win in game 1, but they couldn't get that back in game 2. So tonight they were able to maintain that lead and even build it to as big as 16 in the second half. It was big as 14 points in the first half. So the Raptors setting the tone from the jump, and with Klay Thompson out, they certainly took advantage of that from the floor. They contained Draymond Green, who has again been making his campaign for NBA Finals MVP, but the Raptors were able to pull it out and make a statement in their first game here in the Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, the Warriors have another chance on Friday to avenge the loss, but obviously a lot of question marks surrounding the injuries with some of their guys. I mean, the key is they have to be healthy. Otherwise, if they're going to be playing like this without all of these key players, the rest of the finals is not going to be looking too good for them. So with that being said, Lena, what is your prediction for Game 4?
Well, I think I actually thought the Warriors were going to be able to win this game and the Raptors would take game 4 on the road with them. But at this point, if Klay is out in game 4, I think the Raptors will be able to steal another one on the road. Of course, with Kevin Durant out, the Warriors were able to make it through that Western Conference series, but now they're down another leading scorer, another defensive threat for the Warriors and Klay Thompson. So depending on his health, and of course Kevon Looney, that's another body in the post that the Warriors are missing. So more minutes for DeMarcus Cousins, of course, which is great for fans of his still in Sacramento. But if you're down bodies in the finals, that's going to cost you. You're going to deplete your bench. And with the Raptors playing the way they are, you know, they're carrying the momentum here in the Bay as they make their first NBA Finals appearance in 24 years, and the Warriors are playing for their final year after 47 here in Oakland. So a couple storylines we will have you covered on abc10.com, and we have Game 4, coming at you on Friday, Kevin.
All right, well, thank you so much, Lena, and try to get Jay-Z and Beyonce on the show. We're going to Steve Kerr right now, who's at the podium.
You guys tonight.
Oh, very proud. They played really, really hard and gave it everything they had, and just ran into a better team tonight. Toronto played an excellent game and made big shots every time they needed to. We never could get over the hump. Every time we fought back and kind of got it to 6, 7, or 8, whatever it was, they made big shots. So they outplayed us. They deserved it. And but I'm very proud of our effort, and now we just got to bounce back and hopefully get back in here Friday night. Hopefully get a little healthier and get some guys back. But we'll see how that goes. But main thing is just got to play better.
Is Steph's performance tonight one of the best you've ever seen?
Steph was incredible. The stuff he does is he does things that honestly I don't think anybody has ever done before. The way he plays the game, the way he shoots it, and the combination of his ball handling and shooting skills, it's incredible to watch. He was amazing.
Second row on your right.
Coach Trista Crick, USA Today. You obviously want to err on the side of caution when it comes to injuries, but was there any of the mentality of lose the battle, win the war as it relates to sitting Klay tonight?
Well, the whole point was to not risk a bigger injury that would keep him out of the rest of the series. So that was the decision we made, and I feel very comfortable with it. Never would have forgiven myself if I played him tonight and he had gotten hurt. So you live with the decision. You make a wise decision, the wisest one you can, then you live with it and you move forward. So the good thing is Klay has done well the last 2 days. Now he's got another couple of days to heal. Hopefully he'll be out there Friday.
Tim over here.
All right, well, you know, as Steve Kerr said, you know, trying to find the silver lining there. His team did come out hard. They showed a lot of effort, a lot of grit, and that second half with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, the kid is just unbelievable. But can he do it all by himself? We'll see with all those injuries surrounding him. Game 4 will be this Friday at 6 p.m. I can't promise you that Jay-Z and Beyonce will be there, but guess what? We will be here. You can watch the whole thing on ABC 10. Stick around. The news is next.
Hey, it's Lena Washington coming to you from inside Oracle Arena. Game 3 of the NBA Finals series between the Raptors and the Warriors in the books, and even though we are on Warriors ground, chants of "Let's go Raptors" were ringing throughout this building as Toronto pulls off a win on the road. 123-109 is your final. Game 4 coming to you from Oakland on Friday. Steph Curry playing out of his mind, scoring a playoff high 47 points in the absence of his fellow Splash brother Klay Thompson, who was a game time decision going into today with an injured hamstring, but ultimately he was out for today, along with Kevin Durant and Kevon Looney.
You know, no one cared that guys are hurt. Everybody want to see us lose. So I'm sure people are happy they're hurt. We just got to continue to battle and win the next game.
We're going to compete no matter what happens. You can count on that. So just got to execute and play smarter. And no matter who's out there on the floor, do what you got to do to win.
The Raptors taking full advantage of the stars missing on the Warriors side. 1, 2, 3. All 5 Raptors starters finishing in double-digit scoring. Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry combining for 53 points for Toronto. Raptors fans making the trip from the north all the way to the Bay to see their team play in the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
We've got 33 million fans supporting one team, and that's it. It's like your only child. So it's so much pride across the country. It's amazing.
The atmosphere was electric. 19,000 Stay Golden t-shirts lining the chairs around the arena in one of the final Warriors games here in Oakland after 47 seasons. ABC 10 is your home for the NBA Finals, so stick with us throughout the series. I'm Lena Washington coming to you from Oracle Arena in Oakland.